My name is Nathan Laurie. If you are new here, we talk about the law and the facts. If you're about that life, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. This is a treat for you guys. For those of you who are new to my channel, I deep dive, right? So I go as deep as possible. If we're in a jurisdiction and I can get the jury instructions, I'm looking for the jury instructions, right? Because I want to see what the jury's going to have to do. All this stuff about what we have to do, let's just look at the jury instructions. Now, these are model jury instructions because for each case, they massage them a little differently. Like in this case, you may have the judge say, well, abuse, we're going to put a definition of abuse that both sides agree to or something like that. That may be even in their jury instructions, or the judge may leave it up. I'm not sure. But that's why you'll have them, both sides will give up. They'll say, well, here's what we propose are to be valuable jury instructions. And then the judge will look at both sides and then they'll come to a middle ground. But what the state does, because jury instructions are so important, is that they give you a model. So they say, here are the model jury instructions. And then they'll say, so you'll have this like skeleton to work off of that kind of has to go with all you trust. So let's look at some of the jury instructions because it's come up a couple of times. So I want to make sure I'm fair so you guys can see it. So this is the model and jury instructions. Let's just do a quick walkthrough of it so you guys can be able to. So these are model. This was in Virginia 2020. So we're looking for defamation. So first, this is kind of what happens on the trial. You have the opening statements, presenting evidence, instructions of law, and the final argument. So that's just the four main steps of the thing. So you see that they're showing you what every part of this is. Okay, if you guys want these jury instructions, I'm going to put in the description of this video right now so you guys can have them. So if you guys want to go look at them yourself, look there from the Virginia court, you guys have them. This is the most updated version of jury instructions that you can get. So what are we looking for? So we're looking for defamation, right? We don't want just anything. We're specifically looking for something from the jury instructions. So we're going to look for defamation. So you can see the section for civil jury instructions that come on defamation is here. So liability issues. So first they speak about your verdict must be based on the facts that you find them, and then they give you with what to find, right? So for instance, 37, but instruction number 37, for use in cases involving a public figure, that's Johnny Depp, where the court has determined the statement is defamation per se. So these are the jury instructions that are going to be used in this case, right? So this is what we're looking at in this case. Johnny Depp has said that this is defamation per se. The court has found it to be defamatory per se, and these are the jury instructions that you would use in that case. Now we can play this out too with you guys. If you're a juror, you'll answer these questions just to know. So they'll have a form with these questions, right? After the jury instructions. So your verdict must be based on the facts as you find them and on the law contained in the full instruction. These aren't them. So the issues in this case are, so the first question you're going to ask, did the defendant make the following statements? So you'll have the three statements: sexual assault, abuse. So you have those three statements. Yes, the defendant did make those statements. Remember, the first one is a republication, and the second two, she made it because she wrote it in an op-ed. So we have that. Second, is the statement about the plaintiff? Remember, we had a lot of questions from you guys saying, well, is this statement about Johnny Depp? But again, I think the facts that we've seen already shows this statement was about Johnny Depp, the ACLU, we have all that.
Is this one of the documents you reviewed in preparation for your deposition?
That's correct.
And what is it?
This is an article that was in US Today and specifically ties Amber's statements in her op-ed piece to Johnny Depp.
And when Jessica White says so much for not mentioning JD, what did she mean?
I speculate that she was saying that there were significant efforts made by Amber's attorneys to take out the references to Johnny Depp and her marriage, and yet nonetheless, people made that connection.
And in particular, the reporter for the USA Today took her to be referring to Johnny Depp when she spoke of being the victim of domestic violence, correct?
Correct.
Right. All this, I think they have this easier. So I don't think this is going to be a problem. Yes, it was about the plaintiff. Now, was the statement heard or seen by someone other than a plaintiff? Again, see how to make it easy for the jury? Yes. It was published in the Washington Post. Yes. So another easy one. Again, this is defamation per se. This is what Johnny Depp is trying to prove. And this is how the jury is going to have to go through it. So yes, is the statement false? This is where I think you're going to have the issue, right? Is the statement false? Is the statement that he sexually abused her false? Is the statement that he abused her false? Is 4 is the bomb, right? That's the one the jury's going to have to sit there and be like, damn, do we believe him or do we believe her? You know, has he proven that she's been lying about this or has she not? This is the bomb. And it's a yes or no question. So it'll be yes or no. If it's yes, Johnny, I think, is going really, really good to win this case. So number 4, is the statement false? Let's go to the next one. Now, again, these jury instructions are linked in the description. You click on them and you look them for yourself. You see they have all type. Look at them. Yes, don't trust me. I pulled them up. This is the court's jury instructions. So this is I'm taking it right from the source. Number 5, did the defendant make the statements knowing it to be false? Or did the defendant make the statement so recklessly as to amount to a willful disregard of the truth? That is, with a high degree of awareness that the statement was probably false. So that in of itself is what's known as actual malice, right? So, but you have this already too, because if she just made it up, then you have actual malice, right? Because she had to know what's false. Why make it up? So if she made it up, it's actual malice. She made it up. So that's where that I think we're good there. Most of us think the actual malice is not going to be an issue. And number 6, if the plaintiff is entitled to recover, what is the amount of damages? So there it is. And then on the issue of the plaintiff's burden of proof, your decisions on these issues must be governed by the instructions that follow. So then we have, if it's a public figure, not defamation per se. So this is the one we're looking at, defamation per se. And so for each of these elements, now we know it's this for 1, 2, 3, 4. It is the standard is preponderance of the evidence. And for number 5, it is clear and convincing evidence. So for the first 4, you're looking at a preponderance of the evidence. And for the 5th one, he has to prove it by clear and convincing evidence. Woo, that was a lot. So let me know if this was helpful, because we can go through some other stuff like this too. But I wanted to make sure I gave you guys. So now you guys have a couple of things. You guys have a lot of stuff that a lot of other people don't have. You guys now can go to the jury instructions, and when you're hearing the trial, you guys can go figure out, have they proved this, to determine yourself, do you think Johnny is winning or not? Because that's how we do it. We go right to the jury instructions and then say, okay, these jury instructions say A, B, C, D, and then you can easily decide, like, oh, okay. I think they've proven that. I think this is why. And as you can see, they're written in regular language, so anybody can just kind of read them and try to understand it. Because that's usually sometimes the problem too. It's all the legalese. So.